I've watched this video about that 8-month-old baby screaming in the restaurant quite a few times, and here's what people aren't gathering from this. I understand that I am entitled to a child free life, but I am not entitled to a child free world. I 100% get that. However, that's not the problem. The problem is that parents nowadays are just like, oh, it's a kid or oh, it's a child. No, it is your job as a parent. It's not my fault for your lack of parenting, lack of respect for the rest of the world. That's not my responsibility. You should also be teaching your children we don't scream indoors. You can do things to make that baby stop crying. You can pick it up, you can take it outside. I've seen people, like one time I was at the bank and this baby was just not having it. The dad picked the baby up, took it outside, walked around with her, whatever, calmed it back down, brought it back in. They were doing something with the bank officers, not the tellers. And it started having a fit again, so he picked it up and left again. That is how you handle it. Not everybody wants to hear your screaming baby. I know I sure don't. Kids don't belong everywhere. You don't need to take them to every restaurant and every this. They don't belong in every single establishment. Just like kind of when it comes to a plane. I understand they got to go from A to B, and sometimes flying is the only way you can get there. And I appreciate you trying. The parents that do try. I've seen parents do everything in their will to try and just shush a baby. I've seen other parents just, it's a baby. Okay, and you're a parent. Be a parent. That man had every right in that coffee shop to be like, excuse me. And he did it nicely too. He did it politely. He had every right to say, hey, can you do something with this kid that's been screaming for a long time and disrupting the entire restaurant? Like, I was a bartender for many, many years, and you have no idea how nice it was when I worked in 21 and up establishments. Because there was always, if I worked in the family-friendly restaurant, there's always kids screaming, and you're not doing anything about it. Nobody wants to hear that. Even people who have kids don't want to hear that. Be a parent. Be a parent. If I can teach my dog how to shut the hell up and how to sit and how to do all this stuff, you should be able to teach a child. It's not that difficult. People are entitled to not have to deal with your bullshit. Surprise! And the whole world doesn't revolve around you. Like, lack of respect for everybody else, common decency. The man was not wrong. That's what I'm saying.